One night in New Orleans on a Super Bowl Sunday at a bar with a big screen TV. She was there with some girls, they were down for Montreal. She walked right up to me. She said, "Well, let's got to pay." And she started to move. I said, "Baby, I don't mind it." She said, "Let's touche." And she took me by the hand, and I knew that she wanted a dance.
A News Radio 570 WKBN. Denny Malloy here.
Good morning, Denny. Rob Palowitz here.
By my side, and we got a special guest, in-studio co-host, Chris Avendanza from the Poverty Neck Hillbillies.
What's up, guys? Good morning, Abby.
Abby, good to see you here. I'm glad you can take the time to come in the studio with us this early morning.
Special treats.
Definitely
special treat.
Thanks for having me.
Now, the Poverty Neck Hillbillies, they've taken the world by storm over the last year, and especially in our listening area, Northeast Ohio, Western Pennsylvania, Southwestern Pennsylvania. I mean, you guys are hot. You're as hot as it gets. And you're a hunter and you're a sportsman. We're glad that you joined our ranks here this morning on the Outdoor Icon Show.
Actually, hunting is my first passion. And and that was a nice comment. The world. Taking the world by storm.
Taking on the world.
Yeah.
That's what we think big here. We definitely think big.
I can see myself in Japan.
Yeah.
There you go.
It'd be a little different flair in the music,
It
right?
would.
David Hasselhoff is huge in Germany.
Yeah.
Hey, SpongeBob likes him.
There you go.
Hey, world, right?
We got a lot of great stuff for you here on today's show. Abby's going to do a little bit of live music with us. He brought his guitar, and I gave him a few lessons, a couple minutes ago, and he's going to try to do some of the stuff I wrote for him here.
And that's one thing we haven't had. We haven't had anyone strumming, their guitar or anything in here.
We
so it'll be cool, live music. And
we haven't had girls in bikinis or live music, and we can cross one of them off our list now.
Well, I'll do the guitar thing, but I'm not getting a bikini for both of you.
Yeah, thank goodness. No, we didn't want to go there.
Now, Abby's here with us, too, because Abby has got some big news we're going to talk about later in the show with, Doc's Deer Farm and Scents, our big title sponsor, is going to be doing some stuff with Abby, and Abby's going to be promoting some of Doc's line of Whisper Creek bows and the scent line. Nice little fit with the people in this area and with through the whole Nashville scene and the way Doc's products tie in with country music listeners. Just a great fit. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that in the show. First thing I want to get into is a little bit of local news we have going on here in the listening area up here. We've got the Northeast Ohio.
Doc's Deer Scents presents the Sportsman Super Show and Sale is going to be next week. Next weekend. That's the first weekend of March.
March 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Doc's going to be out there. He's going to have his huge trade show booth. Now, we had the pleasure of seeing it at the ATA show, and it's definitely big time. And so he's going to have that out there. Also, the Doc's Double Doe Hummer out there, I believe, presented from Greenwood Auto there in Austintown. They fixed him up with his Hummer, and so he's going to have that out there. Also, he's going to have some shooting lanes.
Yeah, they're going to be shooting the Whisper Creek bows. These things are fresh off the presses, right out of the factory. As we speak right now, the first bows are coming off of the factory. We're going to have them out there. Doc's going to allow the public to come out there and shoot these things, see how they shoot, test them out, talk to his pro staffers. They'll be talking about the show, some of the hunts that Doc's been on. He'll be signing some autographs. Abby's going to be out there signing autographs from 12 to 3 Saturday and Sunday. So all you female listeners out there, get up off early in the morning, get your makeup on, come on out there and see Abby and get yourself an autograph photo.
There's obviously the male listeners out there too.
Absolutely. We give them a little high five and talk about their best hunting story. Bring it. Come on out to the show next weekend.
And actually, Abby's going to have his guitar out there, too, and do a little strumming, I'm sure, for anyone that wants to hang loose.
And we will be broadcasting live next week, Friday night, right from the show.
Okay.
So listeners can listen to us at prime time next Saturday at 6 or 7. It's not worked out yet, but we're going to be on WKBN 570 next weekend, Friday. We will do the show Saturday morning also. We're going to do a special Outdoor Icon from the Sports Show edition. For listeners, interviewing some of the guests that are out there on Friday night.
Yeah, a little double duty.
A little double duty out there. Hey, some of the big news this week, Rob, is the Ohio Division of Wildlife has proposed their new deer regulations for next year.
Okay.
They proposed it to the Wildlife Council. They're kind of working the details out of this right now. I don't know what to think, listeners. I'm a little mixed on this, and I want some input from you. I'm going to ask for some emails this week and see what the listeners think. But what they're proposing is allowing hunters to harvest more antlerless deer. more does especially.
Yeah.
And they're going to give the bow hunters an opportunity to purchase more tags that are going to be only a $15 tag, kind of like the urban deer tags.
Right.
But you can use them anywhere during the bow season.
Oh, yeah.
And up here we're in Zone 2, or Zone B. A bow hunter would be able to buy 2 additional tags, thus making this limit up here, if he shot 2 deer with a bow before the gun season, would give him a 5 deer limit up here. Or,
Wow.
I'm sorry, a 4 deer limit up here.
Yeah.
If they're down in Zone C, Southern Ohio, they'll be able to buy 3 additional bow-only, antlerless-only tags. That's going to really put a hurting on this herd. I mean, a lot of guys, we saw in Pennsylvania, when they really liberalized the doe season, and Abby can speak on this too, Abby being a PA resident, you know, a lot of guys are complaining they don't see the deer they used to because they've over-harvested the does. They really made it easy to shoot does in Pennsylvania. We're going the same route here in Ohio. Now, for right now, it's just the archers, but it is something to look into and look at these proposals and say, hey, wait a minute, do we really want to knock our deer herd down to those levels?
Yeah, you don't want to decimate it. You just want to manage it, and that could, definitely have a reverse effect on things.
So I would advise you to go to the Ohio Division of Wildlife's website and look at that proposal. They're going to have an open house March 4th at all of the district headquarters. Our closest one here would be in Akron, where you can go in there from noon to 3 and talk to the biologist, give them your input, present something in writing, maybe a counter to this offer of what they're doing. They'll bring that back to the Columbus, to the statewide game hearings. Then they're going to present it to the Wildlife Council to vote on whether it becomes law or not, and becomes season or not.
And if you got a question for Denny, his email was down for a little bit, so we apologize for any listeners that may have not gotten a response from Denny, but it is Denny@OutdoorIcon.com. It's back up and running. Mine is Rob@OutdoorIcon.com.
So send either of us an email after you read the proposals and let us know what side you're on with this and what you think. I have a counter proposal, and I talked to the state deer biologist the other day, Mike Tonkovich, who wrote these proposals. He's got great data to back all this up, and biologically he's doing the right thing, but I'm looking at the social and the economic and the traditional thing of hunting and to seeing how we can make it blend. I wouldn't mind if they tried a 1 tag statewide and let that archer harvest 1, not 3, down and not 2 up here in Trumbull County, Mahoney County area. And I want to exempt public hunting grounds.
Exempt public hunting grounds.
Because what this will do is now if a farmer's having a problem, and he's complaining about deer, and he's got 6 guys he lets hunt there, and those 6 guys fill their tags and he still has problems, what can we get the farmer to do? Hopefully open up some more access and allow a few more people to hunt. If we now allow these hunters, these 6 hunters, to shoot 2 more deer apiece or 3 more deer apiece, that's good. That is going to solve that part of that farmer's problem, but there's no incentive for that farmer to allow more people to do it. Less people can do more instead of more people getting a chance to harvest 1 or 2 deer apiece. So that's going to force people more to the public grounds, and if people take advantage of shooting these more deer on public hunting areas, 2, 3, 4 years down the road, we're not going to see a deer on public hunting grounds here in Ohio. So we got the best deer management system in the world. We shot 4 out of the top 10 bucks in the whole world were shot in Ohio last year. And we got people from other states tripping over themselves to come and spend their recreational dollars here in Ohio. So I worry about that whole big picture of things. Hopefully the state will listen to the consumer's voice. Look into this stuff. Here's your chance to be a biologist, guys. You're the ones that buy the licenses. Look at this proposal. Give your best shot at what you think should happen. Let's put it all together and see if we can have a happy outcome before this deer season hits.
Well, and we've talked about the Ohio being the tourist destination for us outdoorsmen and hunters. Instead of going out to paying the $400 like you did to Iowa, you could have easily got a buck of the size you got out there here or bigger. Right. And I mean, we're growing big bucks here, and let's keep that herd, under control. But yet, let's keep a lot of deer running around.
Recruitment too. What do we need to do to get kids into the sport? To get new hunters into the sport?
They want to see deer when they're out there,
and we got to get them to see deer. And I don't think anyone's going to say I'm going to become a hunter now because I can shoot 5 deer instead of just 2, or 6 deer instead of just 3. Or 2 instead of just 1. And me personally, we need to provide the opportunity.
I'm just happy to take 1, maybe 2 in 1 year because for one, it's too much meat to have. You can't consume all that meat.
Hey, I'm letting you guys talk because I want to interject one.
Go ahead, come on, go ahead, Ab. What's your take?
Well, I've been through all this because when Gary Ault proposed this to Pennsylvania about the antler restriction, making it 4 in one zone. And a good part of the zones, 4 on one side and 3 on one side above a certain interstate. The same result from guys, well, now you're killing all our deer, and they upped the doe season. They extended the doe season during the whole time during rifle where you can shoot, where they used to only have like 3 days of doe season. They extended it the whole time.
And DMAP over there, where some private landowners can get unlimited doe tags to hand
they
out
call
to their
red tag
hunters.
areas.
Right.
Yeah, and you know, I was always for Gary's plan because now you're seeing the benefits of what he suggested 4 years ago. Because now you're seeing the
bigger bucks.
You're seeing bigger bucks. The generation of bigger bucks are coming through more and more because those bucks that are 6 points, you know, that have 6 points but are nice sized deer that have good genes in them are spreading those genes more. But the ultimate thing is to get that doe to buck ratio down.
Yeah.
And some guys don't understand that. Yeah, you want hunters to see more deer, but I'd rather see more bigger bucks than just seeing a bunch of doe running through, because that's what you have in the mountain regions. You have all does, and little spikes and 4 points and scrap bucks, and where Gary proposed this of doing the antler restriction, and now you're starting to see now
more quality bucks.
Quality bucks are coming. I have two close friends of mine who are taxidermists, and you go in there and it's nothing to see a buck in 140, 150 class.
Yeah. The difference we have is we have those 140, 150 class bucks now. And for us to decimate our herd kind of the way PA did, you needed to do that to revamp the whole management program.
Right. We had a lot of scrap bucks,
Right. To catch up to where Ohio is. We're already here where it is here in Ohio. And economically and traditionalist-wise, the people that used to own deer camps in PA that live in Ohio, gone. Forget it. They've sold the camp. They don't hunt Pennsylvania anymore because they're used to going up there and seeing even 10, 15 deer a day. And in the last couple of years, you go to Allegheny National Forest around Kane, Pennsylvania, in Bradford, in those areas in north central Pennsylvania, the mountain regions. Yeah, the buck ratios are going up a little bit. Yeah, the beam diameters are going up. But the guys are saying, you know what, I can stay here in Ohio and see more deer and see more quality deer. Right. So you need a mixture of both. You need the quality and you need the quantity to keep a guy happy. I don't want too many hoops. And eventually Pennsylvania went to now there's zones, and you have to know what zone you're getting your tag for and all this stuff. It's so screwy. Right. It's hard for me to understand, even as a biologist. Yeah. I fear that Ohio is heading in that quality deer management direction, and I hope that the powers that be just realize, hey, yeah, we know it's biologically right. Let's not do the 5-star program. Let's do the 4-star program that's going to leave a few more deer out there.
What if they proposed, like in Ohio? I know, like, you always hear of bigger bucks coming out of, like, Columbus area and that region. Why couldn't they just zone it off like they did in Pennsylvania, where they zone it to get those bigger bucks in Ohio? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but there are certain counties. I know y'all have counties over here,
yeah,
like we do, but you separate your hunting by counties. Is that correct?
Yeah, and somewhat, but the difference here is those urban areas you're talking about, Columbus, the Cincinnati area, Youngstown, right, Cleveland, there are very few places to hunt, so those deer get a chance to get old. That's where the difference is here. Okay. They're protected by age. They can live in that backyard in Boardman, and that deer can grow to be 4, 5, 6 years old and reach its potential.
See, wouldn't that also encourage bow hunters? Because those areas you can only bow hunt.
It does. It does, and we already have a system in place where you can shoot 4 additional deer in those areas already to try and curtail the population. What I'm saying is we don't need to do that in southeastern Ohio where there are already bigger bucks. Where there's already bigger bucks and there's vast areas.
That's what I was talking about. Couldn't Ohio do a program like Pennsylvania did, but downscale it as like zoning?
Yeah,
like small this area here, you can only kill
if you want to
4.
micromanage, which becomes tough on the hunter, and again, it becomes a hoop. You know,
that's true. Too.
I myself couldn't get a doe tag if I wanted from Mercer County, right across the road from me in Pennsylvania, because the residents kind of gobble up those permits pretty quick. So I'm limited to what counties I can go to. You're fortunate southeastern or western PA.
We're pretty plentiful down in Green County.
They're pretty much go to a place and there's a guy standing out in front of Walmart handing the tags out for you because they need you to kill deer down there.
I'm actually getting ready to move. I live in I grew up in Westmoreland County, and I live in Fayette County currently because that's where the band resides.
Right.
And my fiance and I are building a house in Washington County, so I'm going to be like in heaven because I hunt in Greene County, which is if y'all ever never been down to Greene County, you need to make a trip down to Greene County.
I've been through there.
Because
on the way to WVU many times. I've seen those
you'll never see more deer and more turkey along the road than you will through Greene County in Washington County.
I just drove the Cabela's last week, and I mean it was just non-stop deer down that way.
When I used to head down to Morgantown, down 79, it was like driving through a safari, especially at night. With the number of deer.
Right at evening. You'll see deer and turkey all mixed in together, feeding together
all over.
And it's a great it's a great place, and that's where they're trying to manage. You know, where the farmers have red tag farms, what they call Pennsylvania calls red tag, where the farmer gets like 10, 15 permits. And hand them out to guys he knows to go and kill the doe.
Oh, like a landowner's permit kind of thing.
It's like a landowner's permit,
but it's
yeah.
a little more.
And they'll have red
free.
tag areas.
Yeah.
Where you know, this is a red tag management area, a deer management area.
Well, let's let listeners offer their input. Denny at OutdoorIcon.com, Rob at OutdoorIcon.com, and let's see what happens, and we'll report back to you next week on some of the input that we get. We need to take a break now. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit of Poverty Neck Hillbillies. Abby's going to play some songs for us and talk a little bit about his hunting interests. And listen to Denny and Rob here on the Outdoor Icon Show. Stay tuned.
The 1900cc Yamaha Stratoliner at Andrews Cycles is ready to hit the road today. The huge 113 cubic inch, 101 horsepower fuel-injected V-twin has all you need to get cruising this year. The aluminum frame keeps the bike tight and light and is nearly 50 pounds lighter than the Vulcan 2000. The almost 50-50 weight distribution between the front and rear wheels gives you the kind of solid, precise handling that nothing else in its class can touch. Lighter weight makes riding the Star Stratoliner at low speeds less intimidating and easier to lift off its side stand. Since the Star Stratoliner comes equipped with windshield backrest and lockable side bags covered in leather, you won't have much to add to this already loaded up work of art. With Andrews Cycles giving you $3,200 off, there is no better time to buy than right now. So come check out the savings on this bike and all the bikes at Andrews Cycles, the Tri-State Power Sports Giant, Route 62 in Salem. Please read your owner's manual and please ride safely. Always wear a helmet and protective riding apparel.
It's 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, and now you can go to the grand opening of Erie's new Presque Isle Downs and Casino, opening February 28th at 9 a.m., featuring 2,000 of the hottest slots around. Hi, I'm Ted Arnott with Presque Isle Downs. Right now, we're putting the finishing touches on our glittering 100,000 square foot casino, stocking the wine cellar at incredible Le Bon V Steakhouse, and getting ready at all of our other great restaurants and lounges. Be one of the first 20,000 through our doors, and you can sign up for your free commemorative grand opening t-shirt. And while you're there, stop by our Roaring Twenties Players Club to find out how you can win your share of $25,000. Presque Isle Downs and Casino is conveniently located just off of I-90 at exit 27. To find out more, visit us online at PresqueIsleDowns.com or call 1-866-ERIE-FUN. Hey, we'll leave the slots on for you.
Gambling problems? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Not just an attractant, Doc's Ragin' Rack Mineral Lick contains antler-enhancing ingredients such as high levels of phosphorus to aid antler growth and health. Tested at Doc's own wild deer farm, this product is the very best you can get. The bucket container is superior to bags which can tear and leak. For best results, use during the spring and fall months, but keep it present year-round because deer love it. Simply spread the lick on the ground and mix it with the soil at high-traffic bottleneck areas where deer have established trails and habitat. Check your local game and fish regulations regarding feeding, baiting of wild game before using.
Hi, this is Phil Kagi. I am thrilled to be coming back to Youngstown, Ohio for a solo performance in the Hometown Heroes series at the Ford Family Recital Hall at D.E.O.R. I'm looking forward to seeing you there.
Don't miss Phil Kagi in concert at Ford Family Recital Hall, March 3rd and 4th. Hurry, tickets are going fast. Call 330-744-0264 for tickets and showtimes. Phil Kagi, March 3rd and 4th at Ford Family Recital Hall.
Welcome back, sportsmen, here on the Outdoor Icon Show. News Radio 570 WKVN. Mr. Right Now, that would be Rob Powell, Denny Malloy, and Abby from the Poverty Neck Hillbillies in studio with you live.
Awesome. Talking a little deer hunting and management. We're getting into
deer
good
hunting
stuff
management. Yeah, we're picking his brain. You know, this guy can do more than sing.
I tell you what, I almost forgot he was a country star.
But I tell you what, he sings good. Abby, I tell you, the way you mold the crowd, and a lot of listeners in this area. You know, I think if you like country, everybody's probably seen you by now. You guys have an aggressive tour schedule.
You'd be surprised, though, people are just still coming out for the first time.
Well, the big thing that caught some of the people is the Mr. Right Now video.
Right.
Made it up to #2 on the country music video charts, and that's the video that has Ben Roethlisberger in it from the Steelers.
Oh, right, okay.
So that's something there that caught people's attention, and they listened and said, hey, it's pretty good music.
It's always good for us Steelers fans.
That's right.
Which, you know, we get the little divide here.
You're real close to Cleveland, so I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah. We're right in the middle here, but that was kind of neat to have that. Abby, why don't you play us a little tune? Abby got a new song that he wrote with Rhett Akins, and I got to hear this live in Wheeling, West Virginia a couple weeks ago. And it's something I think is going to be a hit song, whether it's for you, the band, someone's going to pick this up. But give it a little go. Here's Chris Avendanza, Abby from the Poverty Night Hillbillies with his new tune.
And you're hearing it first on the Outdoor Icon Show.
Well, it's a cool breeze on a summer day. The winning touchdown at the homecoming game. It's Friday and I just got paid, it's a good day. Leonard Skinner on the radio when the Pittsburgh Steelers won a Super Bowl. Casting the line in your favorite fishing hole, and that's down home. Honey, all those things are really cool, but none of that compares to you. Baby, you're like a real fine wine. You just get sweeter as time goes by. 11 years of smooth as Tennessee whiskey. And every day just flies by, 'cause every single minute you're on my mind. Everything about you drives me crazy. So here's a toast to me and you. Let's raise our glass. Baby, I'll drink to that. Well, I'll drink to that. Well, I remember our first date, 6-pack of beer on the riverbank, under the stars with my guitar on the tailgate. When you told me you can get used to this, well, I knew you weren't a little Miss Priss. Well, I was hooked like an old catfish from the first kiss. Honey, I could search all over the world, but there ain't no other like you, my country girl. Baby, you're like a real fine wine. You just get sweeter as time goes by. 11 years of smooth as Tennessee whiskey. And every day just flies by, 'cause every single minute you're on my mind. And everything about you drives me crazy. So here's a toast to me and you. Let's raise our glass. 'Cause baby, I'll drink to that. Well, I'll drink to that.
I feel like I should, you know, get in, be like the backwards, background singer. Ooh.
that was Abby from the Poverty Night Hillbillies, and I'll drink to that. Is that the name of the song you're calling it?
Drink to that, yeah. And you know, actually, everybody thought when I started writing it, I just playing for the guys in the band one day, and everybody thought I was going to take like a bar kind of scenario, like a drink to that, and you know. Rhett and I got together, and actually myself, Rhett Akins, and Mark Normwire, who wrote That's What I Love About Sundays. I write with Mark a good bit, and we wrote that, and I went down to Nashville, and I said, you know, I'd like to see this take more towards a girl, you know, kind of a theme to it, instead of the typical I'll drink to that, you know, raise your glass, I'll drink to that over some. So we talk about all these cool things that happen, you know, but none of them compares to her.
Ooh.
And you know, it's very cool when the Pittsburgh Steelers won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that again, though. I guess our bragging rights are over. We had them for a year.
We had them for a year.
Yeah, we regained them.
Didn't look good this year, but...
yeah, it scares me. The cowardless Steelers. Oof.
Yep. It's going to be different. But that was a great song, though, man. Thanks for playing
that. That a couple of times.
I was just with Ben last week, and, you know, the whole team feels real good about Mike coming in, and, you know, so I think everything's going to be fine.
Good. Yeah. That's what you were saying. In Seven Springs, you played an awesome show there.
Yeah.
And Brett Kiesel and Ben Roethlisberger and James Harrison, I believe.
James Harrison
came there on the show. And, Yeah, big fan. They are the official band of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Official band of the Steelers.
Website.
Takes a lot a lot of special criteria to get that official designation.
They play Three Rivers for the Steelers Super Bowl party, and that's great. The Poverty Neck Hillbillies, Abby, live here in studio. We're going to take a break, bottom of the hour, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little more hunting, talk a little bit more what's on the plate in the future.
Fishing. We got to sneak a little fishing in there,
we can do fishing. We got it's cabin fever time.
Yes,
we talk hunting, fishing, getting ready. Rob, yesterday
I've been on the ice.
Proud of me.
Yeah.
I did some house cleaning yesterday.
Oh. And, how many mice did you find?
Well, first of all,
actually he was, because I called him last night, and he said, because I'm doing a little house cleaning.
I'll tell you, it was an all-day effort. But I found my St. Croix 9-foot Rudel rod.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Well,
I thought it was swiped. I thought someone swiped it a couple years ago. It was tucked in the closet. And I found some old lures. And I started thinking, here we come. I got to get out and do some steelhead fishing. And
steelhead's right around the bend. We'll get our pro staffer, Chris DePaula, out there. He'll do a little scouting. Actually, you know what? You want to try that. We'll get you out there, Abby. Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Up at 16 Mile and
giddy up.
Very good.
20 miles.
Let's do it up.
I know all those cricks up there.
Oh, all right.
Well, we'll be right back here on the Outdoor Icon Show, News Radio 570 WKBN. Stay tuned.
The voice of the valley, 570 WKBN.
Concerned about the future of Northside Hospital, Mayor Jay Williams met with local officials, including Congressman Tim Ryan. He fears the stalemate between Forum Health and the Service Workers Union will lead to no jobs at Northside. Williams says he wants Northside to remain open for the sake of economic development. Youngstown Board of Control has put its stamp of approval on the city-county jail agreement. It sets up a payment plan for the city to house up to 221 inmates at the county jail. It goes next to the federal judge overseeing the operation of the jail. Wheatland Tube says layoff notices are going out to 85 employees at its Shenango Valley and Warren plants. Salaried employees are losing their jobs, but the company says the hourly workers could be recalled if orders pick up. Wheatland Tube blaming the cuts on surging steel pipe imports, mainly from China. No charges so far, but Ashtabula County Sheriff deputies are investigating the deaths of several horses on a farm in the Cherry Valley area. John Nagy, the 570 WKBN News.
Sunshine this Saturday giving way to increasing clouds. High today around 30. Freezing rain developing Saturday night, let's say after about 3 a.m. and a low near 25. Windy Sunday, freezing rain in the early morning hours, changing to just rain by late morning, and Sunday afternoon's high about 40. This is 27 First News meteorologist Don Guthrie.
It's 6 at your official weather station, News Radio 570 WKBN. News Radio 570 WKBN presents the High School Scoreboard, brought to you by Joe Dickey Electric. Commercial, industrial, residential, 24-hour service. Call 800-549-3976.
Here's what happened in boys high school basketball play from Friday night. Lowellville beat East Palestine 63-61, Bloomfield 66, Lordstown 57, Warren Harding over Cheney 70-40, Mooney 74, Beaver Local 42, Liberty 74, Lakeview 65, Canfield beat Fitch 63-33. Poland 56, Springfield 29, Warren Christian 76, Adams County Christian 49, Warren JFK over Rayen 74-72, Southington beat Bristol 50-43. It was Farrell 58, Mercyhurst 52, Ursuline 59, Wilson 53, and Pymatuning Valley 72, Badger 34.
Joe Dickey Electric, a team that supports high school athletic programs of all surrounding areas and listening audiences, is very pleased to be a sponsor of the Sports Scoreboard. With our team of electrical experts, we can handle any electrical problem that you have in residential, commercial, and industrial fields. We are most qualified in high voltage underground and overhead transformer and capacitors. As the only electrical contractor in the area who's been in business for 50 years, we feel that we're quite worthy of being your electrical specialists. Our total engineering and management staff are most qualified to evaluate, estimate, and advise you of the latest technology for your residential, commercial, and industrial fields. It is with great pride that we at Joe Dickey Electric again are the sponsor of High School Basketball Scoreboard. You've tried the rest. Now try the best by calling Joe Dickey Electric at 330-549-3976 or 1-800-549-3976.
Time to talk to my friend and your friend in the car business, John Kufleiter from Salem Chrysler Jeep Dodge.
You know there's always sweetheart deals at Salem Chrysler Jeep Dodge. We're the dealer that's right down the road from high prices at the crossroads of 62 and 45 in Salem. Listen, low overhead means low prices. And right now, during the month of February, you can save as much as $11,000 on selected models. So come on down and see what we're all about. Or catch us on the web at SalemChryslerJeepDodge.com. And please remember, tell a friend.
See John for complete details.
Not just an attractant, Doc's Raging Rack Mineral Lick contains antler-enhancing ingredients such as high levels of phosphorus to aid antler growth and health. Tested at Doc's own Wild Deer Farm, this product is the very best you can get. The bucket container is superior to bags which can tear and leak. For best results, use during the spring and fall months, but keep it present year-round because deer love it. Simply spread the lick on the ground and mix it with the soil at high-traffic bottleneck areas where deer have established trails and habitat. Check your local game and fish regulations regarding feeding, baiting of wild game before using.
Make a commitment to your health this year with Healthy Aging, the new #1 paperback bestseller from Dr. Andrew Weil. Seen on Larry King Live, Oprah, PBS, and Good Morning America, and called America's best-known doctor by the New York Times, Dr. Weil is our most trusted source on healthy living, combining traditional and non-traditional methods. In Healthy Aging, Dr. Weil offers essential advice on what to eat, how to manage stress, vitamins, exercise, and more. Read Healthy Aging by Dr. Andrew Weil. Find it online at WeilHealthyAging.com.
Hey, this is your blood brother of the great Spirit of the Wild, Ted Nugent, and you're listening to the Outdoor Icon Show with Denny and Rob on News Radio 570 WKBN.
Hey, American Blood Brothers, this is Ted Nugent, and you're listening to WKBN, the Outdoor Icon Show with Denny and Rob, my blood brothers.
Here I was, back in the wild again.
Welcome back to the Outdoor Icon Show here on News Radio 570 WKBN. I'm Rob Palowitz here with Denny Malloy, and we have Abby in, lead singer of Plowberg Neck Hillbillies.
And we're here in the wilds of the Mahoning Valley.
And we got, we mentioned we were going to talk, we got to sneak a little fishing in. I know it's a little cabin fever taking place. I did manage to go on the ice about 2 weeks ago. Went out to Shenango and did a little ice fishing in the shanty, and I got to say it was cool as heck because I have one of those aqua views, and I didn't get to use it. I just bought it last year, and I didn't use it too much when I was doing bass tournaments and stuff. And but the time I did it was pretty neat. So to go take it on the ice. And we used, the old handheld GPS, had coordinates set. Went with Rick and Blake out there, and we got to a spot where there was, it's kind of like a channel. There was a channel break, and there were some guys already sitting on it, so we had to go to an alternate spot. And what it was like a stump field. And so we took the numbers off the handheld, walked out there, and then Rick has a Vexillard. Right. He put that down, and he usually looks at that to see if there's any fish around and see where to find the stump and everything. I go, well, let me take my little aqua view and poke that thing down there. And as soon as I put it down, and we were all in about 7-8 foot of water, and it was just like, bam, there's a big old stump, and then you saw all the crappie sitting right next to the stump. It was like looking into an aquarium. It was so cool. Oh, it was cool as heck. So we're like, well, all right, we're all fired up, and we're like, all right. So then we had to kind of like strategically think on. We put another hole. We wanted to see how big the stump was because we didn't really know how big it was. So we strategically did our hole so when we built the shanty that we'd be like far enough away from the stump so we wouldn't get hung up. So we started fish. We started catching some. We weren't getting crazy size big ones, but it was pretty neat. Then to have the camera next to us. And there's my line. You see the little pinman there with a Maggie on there, and then the camera's pointing to it, and it's just sitting there. All of a sudden, you see a crappie come up and start pecking on it, and then you pull them up, and all of a sudden you see them come flying through the hole.
You actually
watched them? Yeah, it was like I was watching TV. I was fishing, watching myself fish. So I thought it was cool as heck. It was
kind of like a surgeon doing looking at the monitor when he's doing some type of surgery. Laparoscopic surgery.
And that's kind of how it felt, that important to me. That's how important it was.
Cool.
But anyhow, so it was a good time on Shenango.
The guys are still on the ice. Guys have been doing okay. No great, huge stories off the ice, but it is fishing time. Bassmaster Classic's going on, Rob. I'll tell you what. I'm missing it. We went down to Pittsburgh a couple of years ago and covered it for the Outdoor Icon Show and got to hang with the Kevin Van Dams, the Mike Iaconellis, and the G-Man, and we had a great time down there. I'm kind of missing it.
Well, I mean, the leaderboards, obviously changes. It updates every 10 minutes off their site. You can go to the do a find of Bassmaster Classic, and it'll get you right to the ESPN Outdoor website. And it's been changing. Like yesterday, it was Tom Biffle and Terry Scroggins was up there, and Mike was tied at 5th. Mike Iaconelli was up there 5th. Gary Klein. So obviously today it will be a different story, and you can get that live coverage there on that website.
In the top 10, huh?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet, but he can make a comeback at any time.
He usually sneaks right up in there.
He's consistent, steady, scary, steady, consistent.
Yeah, but Abby, did you make it to the Classic when it was in Pittsburgh?
No, I did not. Actually, we played.
Okay.
We were out of town, and we played
you were working.
at the Dollar Bank Jamboree, which was that was the last day of it. And unfortunately, we played 2 jobs that day.
Yeah.
We played there, and we took off and played somewhere else.
Had a great time.
Well, it was a good
really
time,
good
definitely seeing that. And, the big show, the outdoor show they have revolving around the Classic is real nice.
I'd have loved to have been there because I fish as well as hunt. You know, and I primarily either fly fish or I fish for bass.
Well, I'll tell you, let me ask you a question, too. I mean, who are some of your idols? I know Rob and I, we deal with people, and we deal with people in the industry all the time, and I'll tell you what, like, the first time I saw Jimmy Houston and met Babe Winkleman and stuff, I was giddy. I was like a little kid. And you see these guys
What are you talking about?
Well, you see these guys at the show, and it's like, oh my God, Rob, look, there's Roland Martin.
Yeah.
Look, there's Bill Dance. Bill Dance just shook my hand. We got all the pictures and the Van Dams and those type of people and stuff. Those are the kind of people we idol. I'd rather see them than if there's Mel Gibson sitting at a bar, and on the other side of the bar is Bill Dance, I'm gonna go sit with Bill and talk about bass fishing.
And that's.
But I'm going to have Mel buy me a drink.
And I'll tell you two-sided story here.
Nice.
I grew up watching Bill Dance, Jimmy Houston, Roland Martin. The hunting thing has become more and more in the last, per se, 10 years. And, just over, Michael Waddell has become such a huge influence on hunting. And I really dig his show. Will Primo's, I love the excitement that Will, puts out.
Yep.
Lee and Tiffany, I love all that.
We were hanging all 3 of them at the ATA show, like the #1 guy.
And I just recently got to meet Doc, and I've been watching. I just got the men's channel on my DirecTV, so I got to see shows I don't get to see, like Doc's Team Extreme, which is great, and I'm getting to be a part of that right now.
Yeah.
And so I'm really. That's something you don't realize. It's just like goes for me singing. Like you meeting Bill Dan.
Right.
I go to Nashville, and I'm writing with guys like Rhett Akins. And now Rhett is only 2 years older than me, but he came out when he was 24.
Right.
So 5-6 years ago, I'm singing his stuff, covering his stuff in the bars.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's really weird to be on.
And just big and rich. You've toured, been on the same billing as a lot of these people.
Right.
Jamie Johnson, you had the opportunity to sit down next to him, a guy who's written 3 of the most popular songs ever in the last year and a half, and making major coin off of the royalties off of that. Sitting next to you and asking your opinion on stuff, and it's like, wow, you're one of them.
Yeah, and that still strikes. Like you were just saying, I just did a show with Rhett Akins and Jamie Johnson, acoustic songwriters night. It was just us 3 up on stage telling how we wrote songs and why we wrote this song. And for me, it was just looking over and seeing that and being accepted in that realm of where I wanted to be just a year before that.
Right.
Just wanted to be accepted in that realm. And to have guys that I can call like that, hey, I need to ask you about a song, blah, 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 or I need to get a hold of this person. I'm in that network now where I can do that, and it's just, it's very overwhelming, especially when, people come up to you that recognize you that, the Oak Ridge Boys.
Yeah.
We played with them 1 or 2 times, and they come up to me and hug me like they've known me forever.
I get the first thing, in my cell phone, we all got our list of, I look at this, and there's a lot of times I'll refer back, and I look and I see, Michael Waddell on my phone list.
Your phone list.
I'll just look at it just because it's like, holy cow, he gave me the number, told me to call, whatever.
Yeah.
He's called me, and it's like, wow, I'm in that realm of things.
Right.
Through Whitetails Unlimited and through my relationship with Doc and relationship with the radio show here. And that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool when you reach that level to reach your goals and achieve some of your dreams. And it's big responsibility comes with that, too.
Right. And now Doc is helping me become into a part of what is really my passion is hunting and fishing. And Doc obviously being on the hunting side, is just bringing me into this realm that I want to be involved in. I want to be involved in that hunting industry and get to do that day in, day out, because I still live, breathe, eat, sleep, hunting. On my bunk, my whole bunk is camo. I'm the camo freak in the band.
Your little cubicle, my
coffin on the bus is bunk.
Coffin on wheels.
We call it a bunk. Is all camo, and my truck has. Rob, you just rode my truck. I have camo all through my truck.
Yeah, on the floor mats.
Yeah.
Typically, it's just covered with dirt and
papers
have in Denny's truck.
I even have a hitch receiver that's all camo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hunting has been, and the funny thing is nobody hunted in my family.
Wow.
I'm the only, on both sides of the family. I'm the only hunter in the family.
And what's weird? No, what's weird about that is, I have 2 older brothers, my dad, and all 4 of us hunted. We brought Denny, and we've done. That's how I actually got to be so good friends with Denny from 5th grade. Is hunting and fishing trips. And but what's funny is we're all like that as far as obsessed with going hunting, bow hunting, and fishing and stuff like that. But yet it's weird because it's different because I'm not, I don't have I'm not camoed out everywhere. I mean, it's not that I don't want to. I just, I don't know. I mean, it's interesting to see a different, perspective with people and how they, I guess how you almost display, your passion in essence there. And it's just like, it's just different for me. It's not that I, don't want to, have the, camo on everything.
But you blend it in the shirt you're wearing right now.
Yeah.
Nice blue, expensive
little Palo
dress
outdoor
shirt.
site.
Right? You got the little deer on that, where the polo logo would be, you've got the Palo. I mean, so you still display in your everyday life that you are a hunter.
Maybe it's a little more subtle, that's all. I go a little subtle route.
Business professional.
Yeah. There you go.
Like even my house, I have tons of mounts. I have 2 full-mounted turkeys. I have a full-mounted coyote, 2 deer.
Oh, yeah.
Grouse, walleye. I have a good bit.
Yeah. That's why you're a hillbilly.
Yeah.
That's where you get head over the bed, and that.
I'll never forget the first time my fiance walked into our house, into my house, and she's looking around, and she's a vegetarian. So,
nice.
So her eyes just lit up, and to this day, and I'm sure a lot of guys can relate to this. The animals are staring at them.
Yeah.
When I'm not home, they stare at us. So,
and you're like, "Oh, Charlie over there, over the mantle, he's looking at you."
We're getting ready to build a house, and now we had to build this house around my game room. So I got the whole basement. I get to finish the whole basement, and we're putting 10-foot ceilings in, so that future elk or that future moose, I'll have enough room to hang at.
And he gets the freezer part of the. He gets the freezer, and she gets the lettuce crisper.
Yeah.
Right. For all the vegetables.
There you go.
That got to go in there. No, it's interesting.
It is, but opposites attract. She respects what I do, and she doesn't say
a lot of us to do that, and that's the whole reason we have this Outdoor Icon show out there. And the whole theory behind Outdoor Icon is there are icons in every walk of life. Your doctor, your lawyer, there's athletes, there's celebrities, there's musicians like yourself, and then there's the guy that just bagged up your groceries at the grocery store.
Right.
And he's a hunter, and we're all one. We're all in the same fraternity. Put us in camo, we're all the same. They say guys put on their pants one leg at a time. Guys put on their camouflage one leg at a time also.
And hunting is about. It's not about just hunting. It's about the camaraderie between the friends.
Wow.
Right. I mean, I think that's what everybody relates to. Whether you're a deer camp, or there's always stories behind that hunting, and when guys are together, that's the first thing they tell.
Yeah.
They tell those stories.
I don't know anybody I've ever met in my life that says, "No, I really don't want to sit around a campfire. No, I really would rather not." No, that's something that you strive for. The campfire and the camaraderie and the deer camp and the food that you just got done gutting a deer with. Now you're cutting a piece of cheese with it. You don't care. You're in deer camp. That's what it's all about.
That's another subject.
There we go.
Yeah, I have pictures of me eating a sandwich after I just got at a deer, and I thought I told my fiance all about it, and she just went.
She ran to the bathroom with her finger over her mouth.
Yeah. That stuff doesn't bother me.
Until you get out in nature and take a dump in the woods, we don't know what living is.
Nice.
Actually, until you do that and someone walks up on you, that's I've had that happen.
Well, how about when I was at college, we used to do. I'd get with some good old boys there in Sunbury. Ohio, and we do the old cutting party the Sunday after. Because he used to stop on Saturday, and we have the cutting party on Sunday. And boy, the homemade Dago red flowing. You had a hot iron skillet over the wood potbelly stove, and as you're slicing the tenderloins out, you're like, let's slap a few of these on there, just a little bit of salt and pepper, and maybe some butter or oil, and that's all you had.
That's so weird you said that. A good old friend of mine, Dave Banco, he used to be the butcher at Giant Eagle in Cornsburg. He's up at Jamestown Village in Warren now, cutting meat.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like lead singer Alabama. Looks just like Randy
I
Owens.
remember him, yeah.
Remember Dave?
Yeah, I remember
Dave. To his place, and he would cut the deer for you. Yeah. There was always a bottle to pass around. There was always a story. And, I mean, and by the end of deer week, he was a zombie from just cutting deer all week, basically round the clock, and then hunting himself. And he had about 7 garbage bags full of crushed beer cans sitting out in the driveway. But that's what it was. You cut the meat, you put it on the wood-burning stove, and, I mean, those are the memories that we live for. That's the type of stuff
you just met at that show. You met a good friend of mine, Fred, who lives in Ohio.
One of your hunting buddies.
He lives in Ohio now, and he's a taxidermist, and I grew up 2 miles from him, and that's what I did. I mean, I went over there, played guitar, and we'd sit over there, and he'd be skinning out bucks and, caping bucks, and we'd sit around, and he had a beer tap right there.
I guess the lesson for all this is it's not too late to get your kids involved in this stuff.
Right.
They're kids these days. There's so many distractions that get them into trouble. Rob and I did the same thing. I remember us catching bluegill and boraxing down a bluegill skin to try to mount this thing.
Right.
And I sucked at it. Rob realized, you know what, I got some talent, and Rob ended up in the yard career. Yep, and I ended up in my career, but it was because of that. It was because of strapping the fishing poles on the bicycle and pedaling down to the nearest lake and sneaking the BB gun into the field behind the church and stuff like that, chasing after rabbits or whatever. That's what made us who we are.
And we were innovators back then too. Back when what was it, Game Getter or whatever came out with fish formula, we worked on our own fish formula, and we
mashed up worms.
Yeah, we mashed up worms and minnows and
spray.
Yeah, we tried to make our own little spray. We get like
you're probably scared of more.
We dug a pond in Rob's backyard that was about 1.5 feet deep.
I think everybody's tried that.
And we put the pike in there. We caught this little grass pike. Some catfish, and you couldn't even see if they were still in there because the water was just all chocolate. It never cleared up when you're digging a hole. We did the same thing in O's backyard.
Yeah.
And then we turned his swimming pool into our own little fishing aquarium where we tested lures. And then eventually we put some bass in there, we put some crappie in there, and then finally Mrs. O drew, that was it.
I put a carp in there once. In my dad's pool, and that didn't go over too well.
Well, the pool they were getting ready to tear down, so that's why we had to clear.
Oh, no, ours was a functional pool.
Yeah, they were getting ready to tear it down, so they're like, well, we can have it for a little pond for a little
while.
You know
what, though? Carp can live through anything.
Yeah.
They was
very durable.
And the catfish.
All that chlorine.
One of those catfish lived in, when Rob's dad went to do the garden the following spring, that darn catfish was still alive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How about that? That's right. He ended up somehow staying alive, and he was wiggling.
Yep.
So he was instant fertilizer.
That's right.
They worked well.
Well, we got Abby here from the Poverty Night Hillbillies. We're going to take our last break. We come back, we're going to wrap things up and tell you a little about where you can come out and meet Abby and see myself and see Rob and see Doc and the whole Team Extreme crew right here, based in our listening area. Doc and his whole factory and company and pro staff based right out of here. So a neat, unique opportunity to come and see us next weekend. Stay tuned and listen to the Outdoor Icon Show.
Sunshine this Saturday giving way to increasing clouds. High today around 30. Freezing rain developing Saturday night, let's say after about 3 a.m. and a low near 25. Windy Sunday, freezing rain in the early morning hours, changing to just rain by late morning, and Sunday afternoon's high about 40. This is 27 First News meteorologist Don Guthrie.
It's 8 at your official weather station, News Radio 570 WKBN.
Ron Firm talking with Clay Canfield from Bob and Chuck Eddie's, Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. Clay, a lot of times we talk about certified used cars. What does that mean?
Certified Cars is a Daimler Chrysler program for providing the best coverage and the best inspection process on a previously owned used car. We have right now several of these that have been through the shop, 125-point inspection, and this is a certified car which then carries the balance of an 8-year, 80,000-mile powertrain warranty. The cars are exceptional. The warranty is exceptional, folks. Right now, 2006 Chrysler PT Cruisers, certified, $11,995. And here's another one for you, a 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited V8, every option you can get, thoroughly gone over, ready for winter, ready for snow, $15,995 on the Chrysler Certified program right here at Bob and Chuck Eddy's on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown.
Thanks, Clay.
Thanks, Ron.
Not just an attractant, Doc's Ragin' Rack Mineral Lick contains antler-enhancing ingredients such as high levels of phosphorus to aid antler growth and health. Tested at Doc's own Wild Deer Farm, this product is the very best you can get. The bucket container is superior to bags which can tear and leak. For best results, use during the spring and fall months, but keep it present year-round because deer love it. Simply spread the lick on the ground and mix it with the soil at high-traffic bottleneck areas where deer have established trails and habitat. Check your local game and fish regulations regarding feeding baiting of wild game before using.
For delicious Italian specialties, it's the Fireplace Restaurant and Lounge, Western Reserve Road, Poland.
This is Kara Ainsley with Doc's Deer Sense. You're listening to Den and Robbie here on the Outdoor Icon Show.